But Jim, I think I found something that can bring the country together. Deebo Samuel should be taught in schools. Deebo Samuel is art. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're apolitical. Libertarian. Deebo Samuel, what that man does is art. And if you don't see that, well, I don't know what you're looking at. I really don't know. Deebo Samuel takes it to an entirely different stratosphere. Jim, I could watch Deebo Samuel run the football, and like if you take that to an art museum, I'm fine. Like I don't need to walk around. Take that to Paris. Take that to the Louvre. Okay, I'll just sit there and watch that. I'll watch that all day. Hey, you want to go see Mona Lisa? No. I'm gonna sit here and watch Deebo Samuel, and I will say this to you because you are. Jerry Rice knows. Jerry Rice agrees with me. You thought I was serious, by the way, off the top, didn't you?
I did. I didn't know where you were going, but I thought you were serious.
You thought I was. But, Jim, I will say this. I know you grew up in San Francisco. You're a San Francisco fan. And San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, that is the area where Deebo really could be taught in schools because they do some different things out there where you grew up, including, and I love this, even in San Francisco, they have a Church of St. John Coltrane. It's a church, the Gospel of Coltrane. So if you can have the Gospel of Coltrane, we can have the art, the impressionist art, the modern art of Deebo Samuel. Your thoughts?
They also teach a course on Tupac Shakur at the University of California, Berkeley. So you're right. We are a little different out in the Bay Area. Look, the thing about Deebo that's so great, part of it is you don't see a lot of wide receivers who, because of their physicality, elicit a type of fear, if you will, from defensive backs, not in terms of covering them, but actually having to tackle them. And when you look at that play last night and you see Jalen Ramsey's effort to try and bring down Deebo Samuel, it kind of looked like Jalen was making, I did. It looked like he was making a business decision on that one. And we are talking about with a wide receiver. Normally we use that phrase with, a running back. So, no, Deebo's different, man. And as he says, once he gets the ball in his hands, his whole thing is, like a lot of great players, he becomes a football player. And he's not afraid of the contact, and all he's thinking about is the goal line. And we saw that again last night. And the other thing I will say on that play in particular is what you see in San Francisco are some of the best run blocking wide receivers in the NFL. There is a culture there that if you are not willing to do that, you are not going to play. And we saw Brandon Ayuk down at the goal line put the defender on his butt with a block that cleared the last few yards for Deebo Samuel to get in. So
I just see it. Terrible throw from Jimmy Garoppolo, by the way, but that's all right.
It is. It was. And that's the thing, Jimmy. Does any quarterback get away with more bad throws than Jimmy Garoppolo? Seriously.
No, he's probably number one. And
Look,
bad throws. He was shaky. He was
three,
shaky
4.
last night. Yeah.
Let me see. 5.
Oh, that's Jalen.
How many defenders?
Jalen didn't want that.
And there's 6. So there were potentially 6 that had an opportunity to get at Deebo who did not. So he's just a different guy, man. And that's one of the reasons the 49ers made a point of not trading him this offseason when he wanted more money. Because he's so valuable to that offense in so many ways, not just in terms of playmaking, but also the culture that he brings to it, the vibe that he brings to it.
You know what, Jim? I'm thinking about San Francisco, and I heard, Chris Sims and Mike Florio talking about it this morning on Peacock TV and also Sirius XM Channel 85. I listen every morning, drop the kids off to school where they teach Deebo Samuel, but drop the kids off to school and just listen to them talk about this. And they were talking about San Francisco's roster. And I know Sims is big on this and he thinks they have a Super Bowl roster. And that's all well and good. I agree. But if they really if you want to go from being a team that's always described as having a Super Bowl roster as opposed to a team that wins Super Bowls, you're going to have to start winning some of these games. And if you say we're going to win despite Jimmy Garoppolo, so be it. Like last year, maybe it was so thin, that difference between them and the Rams in the NFC Championship game, 23-20. And I know the Rams don't have a great home field advantage. There probably were more 49ers fans in there than Rams fans. But who's to say San Francisco doesn't win that game if they're playing at home? And so they go into the playoffs last year. They have a tough game in Dallas. They beat Dallas. They have a tough game at Green Bay. They beat Green Bay. And then they have to go to Los Angeles. Short road trip, I get it. But why not make it easy on yourself? Start stacking up some wins. This is what they have to do. Otherwise, they're going to be very frustrated about woulda, coulda, shoulda if they had just won this game. So that's the next step for San Francisco. Everybody knows what kind of talent they have. They're going to have to push Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to push himself. I think if they get home field, watch out.
Yeah, Mike, I can't go that far with it because, look, they won on the road at Dallas. They won on the road at Green Bay last year. And if Tart doesn't drop that interception late in the fourth quarter, they win there.
Tough way to live, though, Jim.
It is a tough way to live, but it's the NFL. I mean, so for me, two things have to happen for them to get to where they want to go. And that's number one, Jimmy Garoppolo has to elevate his play. And look, there is a reason. There is a reason they gave up 3 number 1 draft picks to go out and get Trey Lance, with Jimmy already having taken them to a Super Bowl. And that is because they believed that they had seen the best that he could offer. And they knew that that was not good enough to get them where they want to go. So to me, this ultimately is going to come down to the play of the quarterback position, because defensively, as we've talked about, they are one of the elite defenses. Even though they say to really have that label attached to them, they have to be more consistent in terms of takeaways. If you look at their 2 victories, they have a total of 5 takeaways, 3 against the Seahawks, 2 against the Rams. When you look at their 2 losses, they have a total of 1 takeaway, which was in the opener against Justin Fields and the Bears. So they believe that they have to get more takeaways to get that label, to accept that label. But offensively, look, again, as I say, I don't know of a quarterback who has gotten away with more risky or bad throws or bad decisions than Jimmy has. And that throw to Deebo last night, even Jimmy admitted afterwards, when he let it go, all of a sudden he saw the corner breaking on it, and for a moment was fearful that that could have been an interception or potentially a pick 6. So for me, that's where it's at for them.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.